What's up, income investors, and welcome to another video in my monthly series where I present my top dividend stock picks of the month. These picks are specifically suited for passive income investors who are looking to build their own stream of passive income to enhance their quality of life and eventually achieve the ultimate goal of financial freedom like myself. So if you're new to the channel, welcome. If you like stock pick videos that help you build passive income, you've come to the right place. So make sure you subscribe and turn on notifications because I release a stock pick video every single month, as well as other content about passive income investing, which you don't want to miss out on. So we just got back from a 2-week trip to the beautiful Dominican Republic, which of course was paid for with our passive income. We had a great time there. If any of you are fearful of traveling because of COVID-19, I strongly suggest you go for it. We stayed at a nice resort in Punta Cana and we felt very safe there. All the staff wore face masks and there were a lot of added safety measures everywhere, so there's really nothing to fear. Not only that, but there's a lot of great deals out there when it comes to traveling. So speaking of fear and great deals, the stock market hasn't been doing too great lately. The main causes are of course the rapid rise in COVID-19 cases all around the world, but especially in Europe and in the US, as well as the gridlock in Washington over the next stimulus bill. But what else is new? And of course you have the US presidential elections just around the corner. So stock market fear equals great value and great opportunity. So now is the time to invest and not wait around like some people are doing and holding on to their cash. So without further ado, here are my picks for November 2020. Alright guys, pick number 1 is the Europe High Dividend Covered Call ETF from BMO. The stock symbol is ZWE. The dividend payout for these guys is monthly. The annual dividend is pretty stable at $1.38 a share. So this ETF holds 35 blue chip dividend paying stocks in Europe. The ETF also uses, of course, a covered call strategy which boosts your dividend yield. And if we look at the stock price now, pretty exciting. The 1-year high of 21.55 was giving a dividend yield of 6.40%. But right now, very recently, as of October 30th, the stock price is only 15.67, so very cheap, which translates into a really nice dividend yield of 8.8%, which is really phenomenal. So let's look at the ETF breakdown. So the stocks in this ETF are primarily in Europe's biggest 4 economies, which is the UK, Germany, Switzerland, and France. You could see the breakdown there in the graph. So my key points and reasoning why this is a pick, it's because European stocks, like I mentioned in the intro, they're under pressure because of the rapid rise in COVID-19 cases in Europe. There's some lockdowns going on, especially in France and Germany. So this is a great buying opportunity to get some stocks in Europe. You have automatic sector diversification. So those 35 stocks are all kinds of different sectors in there. So it's a great way for Canadians to get some international exposure. Also, you have a very consistent and safe monthly dividend here. It's from a very experienced covered call fund manager, BMO, and they tend to have always the same monthly dividend every single month. So you're really locking in a nice dividend yield of over 8.5%. And of course, it's a covered call strategy ETF. So you have 2 sources of income instead of 1. You have the dividends and you have the options premiums from those covered calls. So a great pickup here to get some nice international exposure in Europe, which is struggling right now. So a good time to pick it up. So pick number 2 shouldn't be a surprise if you've seen my latest video. It's the Marijuana Life Sciences Index ETF. The stock symbol is HMMJ. This is from the ETF provider Horizons ETFs. So this ETF is an index style ETF. It holds multiple stocks in the cannabis industry. It seeks to replicate obviously an index, and of course it's a North American marijuana index. So these guys pay a quarterly dividend. Right now it's 83 cents a share. Keep in mind that's the average of the last year, so the last 4 dividend payments. So if you look at the 1-year high, we could see at $10.81, it was giving an approximate dividend yield of 7.68% if we take the latest annual dividend. But right now, as of October 30th, it's at $5.95. So really, really cheap, a great pickup here. You're getting almost 14% dividend yield, which is just great. And my key points and reasoning shouldn't be a surprise. Joe Biden has a substantial lead over Trump in the polls to become the next US president. So we'll know for sure in the next couple of days, hopefully. And of course, Biden has promised to decriminalize marijuana, which will boost cannabis stocks. Already today, while I'm filming this, cannabis stocks are on the rise. So obviously this is true. Cannabis stocks, by the way, are out at all-time lows. The speculation bubble, which led up to the basically the legalization in Canada, already burst in the second half of 2019. Another good thing is that you're well diversified with this ETF within the cannabis sector itself, including a REIT and stocks not directly tied to cannabis like Scott's Miracle-Gro. If you look at the top holdings, you could see that there. The third stock is the Innovative Industrial Properties REIT. So this is a REIT that focuses on cannabis operation. And you also have Scott's Miracle-Gro, which is not really a cannabis producer, but they provide fertilizer, so it's indirectly tied to the cannabis industry. So this is what I mean when you're getting really nice broad diversification. You're not putting all your money here in just cannabis producers. So there's phenomenal growth potential, guys, with this just one ETF. No stock picking is required, so very, very easy. And the part that I like the most, since I'm an income investor, I don't buy any stocks that doesn't give a dividend, is that this is one of the only ways to actually make a dividend with cannabis stocks right now. So as you saw before, it gives a quarterly dividend. If you want to know more about this ETF in particular, check out my video on my latest video that I released a couple of weeks ago, which goes into detail a bit more into this ETF. So it's a really good pickup right now. You have a lot of good growth potential, and there's a good possibility Joe Biden will win, which will boost this ETF's share price. And of course, you're picking up dividends every quarter along the way. So this is a no-brainer for me to pick up right now. Alright guys, third pick is Melcor REIT. The stock symbol is MR.UN. So this is a very small cap Canadian REIT that you probably never heard of. They own 39 properties in Western Canada. So you have the breakdown there: 50% office, 43% retail, 7% industrial. The dividend payout is monthly. The annual dividend right now is 36 cents a share. So the 1-year high stock price is $8.35. It was which gave a dividend yield of 8.14%. But right now, as you could see, huge discount. The stock price is only $3.73, and now it's giving a nice dividend yield of almost 10% at 9.65%. And this is after the recent dividend reduction, which we'll see in a few seconds. So my key points and reasoning for this one is that obviously commercial real estate, especially retail and office, is very undervalued because of what COVID-19 caused. They caused a lot of businesses to close, especially earlier in the year. So for this stock, for this REIT, there was a massive stock price drop because of COVID-19. And the REIT reduced their dividend by 47% in March. So a really big dividend cut. Well, you might be asking, okay, well, that's a bad sign. Why is this one of your picks? Well, because of the dividend reduction or the dividend cut in March, the payout ratio, which is probably one of the most key things to look at when it comes to REITs, is now at 55%. This is they released it in the Q2 results a few months ago. So 55%, guys, it's very, very safe and very conservative. It means that they're only paying out 55% of their rent in dividends. So very, very safe here. You have fantastic value right now because not only is the dividend safe, but there's plenty of share price upside, like we saw $8 to now $3. So you could easily double your investment and collect amazing dividends along the way. Another good sign is that the dividends have already been declared for the rest of 2020. So the rest of 2020 is good. They already declared the dividends, which just further proves my point where the new dividend rate is very, very sustainable. And if you pick it up right now at this price, I'm sure it won't be at this price for long, you will lock in a nice dividend yield of over 9.5%. So over 9.5% dividend yield with a very safe and conservative payout ratio, which means the dividend is safe. For me, this is a really a no-brainer, a fantastic REIT to pick up. I know there's a lot of REITs out there like RioCan. A lot of people are covering RioCan, Smart Centers, but I thought I would give you a lesser known REIT this month, a really nice one here to lock in a very safe dividend yield going forward. So those are my picks for the month of November, guys. I hope you enjoyed them and decide to invest yourself so you too could enjoy making some easy passive income. Please hit that like button and let me know if you agree or disagree with any of my picks, or have any picks you want to share yourself. I'll be more than glad to share my opinion. Finally, make sure you subscribe, guys, and turn on that notification button not to miss out on next month's picks, as well as my other content coming up. My mission is to help average working Canadians build their own stream of passive income to enhance their quality of life and eventually reach that ultimate goal of financial freedom. So with that, take care, guys, and see you next time.